Tonight, Simon and Garfunkel.
Forget it, Dave. This is just another repeat.
Well, then maybe you and I could do a number together?
Yeah, right.
From New York, the city that's been fireproof for your peace of mind. And now, the First Lady of the American Theater, Miss Helen Hayes.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. My name is Dave Letterman. Welcome to the program. We'll be with you for about the next 4 or 5 hours, so settle back. We got a lot of work ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I was coming to work this morning. I saw something really unbelievable. I'm on the subway. I can't believe it. Again, now listen to this. A guy actually covered his mouth when he coughed. So is it any wonder that I was both delighted and amused? Hello. Well, I guess the most commonly asked question around the White House paper shredder these days is, excuse me, is this the end of the line? But, you know, seriously, ladies and gentlemen, because without world peace... Thank you. What day is it anyway, Paul? We have to put up with this nasty little charade now.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
In actuality, the truth of the matter...
oh, you know what it is?
Huh?
It's December 22nd today.
See? It's not. Oh, so here, it must be. Yeah. Okay, but Paul, thank you. But it's not really. Today is actually the what day? December 3rd.
Middle of August, actually.
No, it's not. It's December 3rd. So if things seem a little disjointed or a little out of order, that means things are business as usual for us. Now, you know what I discovered today? No matter how old you get, it's still fun to sit on Santa's lap. So this is our holiday show. What day is the 22nd? This is the, huh? So Monday, December 22nd. That means Christmas is only, what, 6, 7 days away? And on the program tonight... what else, Kevin? Show them the rest of that card. Show them the real... You need plenty of space. Are we still using those miserable jingles that we spent? Oh, yeah,
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Very quick impersonation.
Yeah.
Anthony Newley singing every song he's ever written.
Anthony Newley singing every song he's ever written.
Something like this.
Here we go.
He's a clown, but he's laughing, but he's crying. He's really laughing, he cries. He's a clown, he's laughing, he cries. That's
very nice. Paul, can I ask you about your wife yet or not?
Eric Gar, you mean?
No.
No, don't ask me about my wife.
I can't. Well, later this week?
Yeah, maybe later this week I'll tell you all
But you
about
don't really have a wife. It's just kind of a pretend thing with you,
Just a little thing I'm working on, a little sketch I'm working on, a character.
A little character.
Yeah.
Now look at this. Look at this. You don't think that this show has global impact? I have a letter here. Well, maybe you did think it had global impact. This is from the Mountain Home High School in Mountain Home where, Paul? Where do you think Mountain Home is?
Mountain Home, Louisiana.
Arkansas, pretty close.
Not bad.
Dear Mr. Letterman, that would be me. Every year my German classes are involved in an exchange program between our high school, Mountain Home High Ho, Mountain Home High School, and a German school, Berg Gymnasium, Ostendorff, West Germany. It's an exceptional learning experience for students from both schools. And also underage kids get to drink beer.
Right.
Anyway, they go to Berlin for a 3-day visit, and during this time, the students write a slogan on the Berlin Wall. The students who paint this are chosen by the group. They quietly sneak to the wall about midnight with spray paint and a machine gun, I would guess. And then they paint the slogan. Anyway, here's this year's slogan, Paul. What do you think? Let me get this. There it is right there. This is from the kids of the mountain... That one. And there's that one. And then they get to spend 2 weeks in a German prison. So that's nice.
Yeah,
that's Nancy Reed, the German teacher, who is encouraging this kind of reckless vandalism. But thanks, I guess. I guess thanks, don't you think?
Yeah.
What a help. What a help you are. All right, what else are we going to do here? The top 10 list? All right, from the home office in Milwaukee. By the way, they're soon be moving to, where is it, Paul, they're going to?
Oh, they're moving to Tuscany.
No,
Tuscany.
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Tonight's category, top 10 elf complaints. These are top 10 complaints from elves. Number 10, bells on clothing, target for jeers at truck stops. Number 9, need 2 pieces of ID to buy beer. Number 8, Santa's union-busting goons killed a guy last spring. Number 7, black elves control weight rooms. Yeah, I didn't know that. Number 6, R&R weekends and Aleutians spoiled by trigger-happy shore patrol. Number 5, incredible markup at North Pole 7-Eleven. Number 4, workman's compensation doesn't cover mistletoe lung. Number 3, the colonel practically runs my life. No, I'm sorry, that's a complaint of Elvis Presley. Number 2, dead elves just tossed out on tundra. Number 1, Santa only invites his favorites to join him in the jacuzzi. Okay, how are we doing on time? 22nd of December, Christmas is 3 days away. Howard, that door better be locked. Small town news, Paul, everybody's favorite. Do you have an opening theme for
give me
it?
those bells, Howard. It's a Christmas version. Small town news. Here's a Christmas kind of small town news. It's a kooky little small
You're nuts.
town.
You're nuts. Thank you. Here we go. These are actual items culled from actual periodicals published in the free world. Here we go. This comes to us from the Johnson City Press, Johnson City, Tennessee. An advertisement, as you can see, 6.5-foot fully decorated tree. They won't last till Christmas. Really stupid shoppers will want several of these. Item number 2, the moderator, Yankton, South Dakota. This week's winner in sports trivia is Sister Roswitha Zavadil. She answered the question, who is the all-time assist leader in men's basketball at Mount Marty? She correctly submitted the answer of Kevin Line. Sister Roswitha wins a prize donated by Yankton Beverage. Just in time for the big convent kegger, too, so... I love the color commentary she does with Brent Musburger. She's very, very good. This is from the Lubbock Avalanche Journal, Lubbock, Texas. Paul, do you suppose there actually has ever been an avalanche in Lubbock?
I wouldn't think so, no.
Yeah, but that's the name of the newspaper. Don't you find that odd?
It is a little strange.
Well, then I'm guessing there at one time was an avalanche in Lubbock.
And again, the newspaper here is the Times, and there really is no time to do anything in New York these days.
Anyway, this is the Lubbock Avalanche Journal, Lubbock, Texas, home of the Avalanche, by the way. Jack Fawkes Auctioneers and Liquidators stuffed chimpanzees. Includes set of infants' clothing, $10 each. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very near the end of civilization. Yeehaw! You know, we could load these things up with ball bearings and really be trouble for you folks. I just want you to understand the capabilities of these weapons. This is from the Baltic Beacon, Baltic, South Dakota. Notice, whoever stole the radar detector out of the DeLorean on Sunday night by the church, please reconsider it, as it belongs to guest pastor Mark Jerstad. When they make the TV movie, this guy will be played by George Peppard. This comes to us, how are we doing on time? 4 minutes? Please, someone please help me. Someone please help me. Oh, please, someone help me. Here we have an item from the Amesbury News in Amesbury, Massachusetts. Local government news. In other Selectmen's meeting action, Selectmen declared November 18 Drug and Alcohol Abuse Day. Here in New York City, of course, we like to think that every day is Drug and Alcohol Abuse Day, don't we? Boy, how about that Iranian arms deal, huh, Paul?
Isn't that nutty?
Yeah.
Crazy kind of an arms deal.
Crazy goofballs in Washington. You just don't know what kind of mix-up they're going to get into next, do you? It's one wacky stunt after another one, isn't it? Have you seen this, by the way? Now, how are we doing on time? 3 minutes. This is not one of those 90-minute specials, is it?
No, regular show.
Here we have the Daily Citizen, Linton, Indiana. I've been to Linton, Indiana. All of my family is from Linton, Indiana. Did you know that, Paul?
Oh, right. Nice up there.
Down there.
Nice down there. In,
What do you mean nice up there?
Isn't Indiana up?
No, it's
From where we are?
down. Well, actually, it's due west.
Due west.
Yeah.
Nice out there in the west, Linton, Indiana. Got to get out there soon, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think you can get your travel agent to put together a Linton, Indiana package for you. Here we go. The quartet to sing, the Forum Quartet of Clinton, will sing at the Lions First United Methodist Church on November 16th. There's a picture of the quartet right there. They're singers, damn it, not mathematicians, all right? Oh, stop it, come on. 2 minutes. Twiggs County, New Era, Twiggs County, Georgia. New police officer in Jeffersonville, Officer Brian Asbell, said, "Now I want to join the Jeffersonville Fire Department. I've got 6 years training from the U.S. Navy. Then I'd like to be a mailman, an engineer, a cowboy, an astronaut." Everything must go. We've lost our lease. I'm getting those searing abdominal cramps again, Paul.
Let's hope it's, what is it again?
Well, hope it's nothing.
Hope it's not systemic.
Oh, that's right. We hope it's not systemic. God, this is just the longest night of my life, and I'm guessing yours, too. Alexandria Town Talk, Alexandria, Louisiana. I am Victor Costa, and these are my clothes. Okay, Victor, pack them neatly and get out of town. And finally, before we go to the weather, Daily Collegian, Stillwater, Oklahoma. This week's specials: leg of lamb, boneless lamb shoulder, lamb chops, OSU Meat Lab, located just east of the University Hospital. Honey, I think this lamb chop has a wedding ring on it. Okay, I guess, thank you very much, Howard. I guess we'll pause here, like this early part hasn't been a pause. And we'll do a commercial, and we'll begin the real show. This doesn't count against your entertainment dollar here. No, sir. Well worth the price of the set, isn't it? We'll be right back, don't you think? Of course, then again, you folks aren't exactly under oath, are you? You know, aside from being America's favorite chef, my first guest tonight is also a very charming woman and my favorite dancing partner. This is her latest home video series, The Way to Cook. Look at this. It contains everything. First courses and desserts. Meat, right there. This one is nothing but meat, all about meat. This answers all your meat questions right here. This happens to be my favorite entry in the line of cassettes. The meat cassette, right there. And moving on down to poultry, soup, salads, and breads, vegetables, fish, and eggs. But, of course, mine would be meat. This is to start off with the meat volume, and then I don't know what's the matter with me. What are we doing now, Kevin? Let's bring her out here. Folks, please welcome Julia Child. Julia. Watch yourself. We got all of us to drink here, Julia. Nice to see you again. How you been?
Oh, good.
Did you have a good holiday season?
Yep.
We're right in the middle of it now.
Looking forward to Christmas.
Yeah. What did you do for Thanksgiving?
Well, we ate turkey. We were way up in Vermont. I went up to California, and I don't like it up there. Everyone's 5 miles away on an icy road.
In Vermont?
In Vermont.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be a macho New Englander.
You didn't cook when you were up there?
No, I just ate.
Yeah. But
then I didn't like not having any cold turkey when we got back home.
Yeah, well, that's the drawback.
I know it is.
Yeah.
It's better to stay home, I think.
Yeah. So when you do cook for the holidays, what would be traditional? If you were to invite me to your home for the holidays, fat chance. But if that would...
Well, I would.
Would you? I'd come,
if
too.
you'd come up
absolutely.
from near Pepperdine University to Santa Barbara.
I'd love to.
I'd give you a wonderful
what would we have?
We'd have hamburger. But in a very special way.
Yeah. But for Thanksgiving, what would we have?
Well, did you like turkey always? Don't you like something?
I like turkey.
Hamburger?
I like turkey once a year. I like turkey.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, if you came, I'd give you turkey.
Yeah. But something. Right. I mean, a real knockout. You know, the kind of thing that I'd be talking about for months. What would we have?
We have lots of seals up there. Have you had braised seal? They're a little fishy, but it's an interesting fishy taste.
No, don't even joke about something like that.
Well, then we'll have to go back to hamburger, David. But a very special kind.
Well, we wouldn't have, like, Jell-O salad. We wouldn't have one of those.
No, we certainly would not.
We'd have a real traditional early...
We wouldn't have bean sprouts or any of that stir-fried, and we wouldn't have anything nutritional, you know. I don't like that kind of food.
Well, turkeys, aren't they loaded with all kind of preservatives, and they're just full of chemicals?
That's just what the chicken raisers say.
Oh, okay. So tonight we're going to cook right here. A hamburger.
A very fine hamburger.
Okay.
And here it is, right here. Very fine meat.
Hamburger.
This is some of the best meat that came over from Good Morning America, because they all look at your show. They all look at your show and they said, David's got to have the best.
This is Good Morning America meat?
It certainly is. We're going to really fix it up like they never had it before.
That's a special category that the USDA has arrived at for television. This is GMA meat, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
All right, do you get it fat? Do you get it lean?
Well, I don't think it's any good if it's too lean, because hamburger is not diet food.
No, that's right.
If you don't have enough fat in it, you ain't going to have any flavor and tenderness.
Fat actually provides the flavor, right?
This is about what they like to say 80% lean, which means 20% fat.
All right, 20%
That's about the least.
What's ground beef going for these days?
This was $1.29. Very good. We got 10% off because it was Good Morning America.
That's right.
Now we're going to fix it up. And would you like to grate it, or don't you like onion on your
No,
hands?
I love onion. And do we have 1 minute for the whole thing? Is all we have? Oh, because we were killing all of that time at the top of the show, and now we only have a minute. I was going to be stunned.
All right, we'll do that in 20 seconds, David.
No, we'll just grate the onion. You want me to do that?
If you grate the onion, and I'll put in a little salt and pepper.
You know, is it better to grate the onion or chop it up? Grate the onion?
Oh, grate it if it's going, because we're not going to cook it.
Oh, my thumb! Oh!
Well, that'll help. That'll help the hamburger.
Yeah, let me get that in the meat there. And...
I'll be good for it. Fine.
All right, let's, do we do a commercial now? No, I'm sorry, my clock is completely out of whack here. Did we get enough onion in there?
If we want to have a good hamburger.
Has David Hartman ever eaten one of these hamburgers?
No, he never has. This is just specially for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
No, we got to
along
find
well
a
with
new
David Hartman?
No, I just love him, and we're going to miss him when he goes.
Oh, seriously.
Why don't you come over and do that?
Come over and
show. I mean, you could leave here and then come on the
onion skin? Yeah.
At 5 o'clock in the morning.
Have you ever cooked something, Julia, that just turned out awful?
Yes, lots of times.
Yeah, and what do you do then? What happens?
I'll give it to my husband.
All right, now, do what? Put it in the pan. All right, I'm sorry.
Then we got to put it in the pan.
I don't know what we're doing. Wow, this is one hamburger? Boy, look at the size of that. You can feed the National Guard with that.
To fit the pan, and it's going to be very, very good. It's a very nice. It's a late night.
A little olive
snack.
oil in there?
Just a little oil.
Now, is this one of those coated pans? What's in that pan?
Yeah, it's a coated pan.
Coated with
They're
what?
Wonderful. I don't know. What did they put on it?
But isn't that poisonous? Won't that give off radiation or something when you heat it up?
No, you know what they did? They burned. I mean, about 800 of those pans and found there was nothing wrong with them at all.
Good. Okay.
So that's fine.
Okay. So now
this is going to be very rare, I think.
Okay. Good Morning America didn't pay the electricity bill, apparently.
Well, this is their pan, anyway.
Wait, this is embarrassing. Everything comes from Good Morning America?
Well, the stove is yours.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a beauty, too, huh?
It isn't.
Just like Grandma used to make. What is that, a Mattel? That's nice. Okay, we'll be right here to see how this hamburger turns out. All right. We're back with Julia Child, and we're in the middle of frying a hamburger, but what happened exactly there?
Well, no, if I brought mine over from Good Morning America, it would have worked. This doesn't work.
Doesn't work at all?
So we're going to change it to beef tartare. That's just good because it's got all the onion in it. That's going to be absolutely
beef
delicious.
tartare, but it's just ground beef. Don't you use a higher quality than...
No, you don't have to.
Don't have to.
No,
Beef...
particularly when you have what we're going to put on it.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to have a little mustard on like this. You're going to love this.
Well, I'm not going to be eating it, so...
You're not!
Well, it's raw beef, and you get
you should.
You get dysentery from eating that, won't you?
Oh, no, you don't.
Hepatitis?
No.
What do you get from eating uncooked meat?
You get healthy. Now, we have a finishing touch.
All right, no way.
It's going to be beef tartare gratiné, and you don't have any cooking equipment here. You don't have a broiler. We're going to
what is this? This is
this is the blowtorch.
A blowtorch, all right.
That's supposed to light. Where's your cigar? That'll light
Okay.
it. There. No. Do you want a gratiné?
I just turn it on the cheese there.
Yep.
So the object is to melt the cheese over the raw beef.
But this is a very nice kind of recipe, don't you think? It'll be very good.
What do you do? You cook this when the car breaks down on the highway somewhere?
Well, I mean, if you come to a place where they don't have the proper kind of cooking equipment, you bring your own stuff.
Yeah, but now this
But
isn't a
doesn't that
real...
look good?
But this is not a real recipe, is it? It's just raw beef and melted cheese?
Well, you're going to try it. I think you're going to love it.
But this is the kind of thing that would start riots in prisons.
Oh, no. But this is very good quality, very high quality.
All they serve us is melted cheese and raw meat.
Well, what else is what else is that? Well, look, this is not. But this is. But you know, this is actually a serious cooking thing.
Now, what do you call this, Julia? What do we call this?
This is called beef tartare au gratin. So where's our knife and fork?
It smells pretty good.
Well, doesn't it smell good?
Oh, I can't wait to get into that raw beef.
And it's very healthy. It's very healthy.
Have a gamma globulin shot here in a minute.
It's on a whole wheat pita, so that's nourishing.
And if you don't have one of these, what? Use your hat, I guess?
Yes.
Makes no difference to you, does it? Just go ahead.
All right.
How about it? Stuff it into an oven mitt. There's good eating. Now, are you going to have a little of this?
Why, certainly.
Are you? Let's have it a little together.
I think it's going to be delicious.
Yeah, I'll have a little. Yeah, okay, Howard, take the day off, will you?
Oh, very good.
Now we're gonna
Now,
get.
see, this is a new recipe that
I've never, you know,
we
I've
would call it beef tartare gratiné Letterman. How about that? See, that's not bad. You got onion and everything else in it. Oh, baby.
No, that was. Let me try a little more because we don't want to give people the wrong impression here that we're eating something we shouldn't be eating.
Well, you don't have to eat it if you don't want
No,
to.
it's just I've never eaten raw ground beef before.
But haven't you ever eaten beef tartare? It's the same thing.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's very chic to eat. You know, carpaccio.
Well, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. You're very inventive and very quick on your feet.
Well, I think next time...
I know, the stuff's got to get back to Good Morning America.
Well, but next time, let's have something
We'll do
that'll
something
work,
right.
David.
We'll get something for you that works. Thank you very much for
Well, I
being here.
like you anyway.
Well, I like you too. Have a nice Christmas.
On late night.
Thanks for talking to me about this stuff, Dave. I'm glad you've come around to my point of view. Now, when you wake up, you won't remember our little conversation. But when you hear the word commercial, you'll know what to do, won't you? Yes, you will. I'm in the mood for love, simply because I need...
I was kidding around an awful lot with Julia Child there, but that stuff, when you tasted it, actually was quite good.
Yeah.
It was not bad.
You are bad.
Not too bad at all.
Man. You're bad.
And we're just going to fill her full of raw meat, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. What makes a movie great? A terrific script, a talented cast, and plenty of close-ups of cattle parasites? Well, nobody combines these elements better than Don Lane, the king of veterinary filmmakers. Recently, we paid a visit to Mr. Lane, and here now is what we found. This is Don Lane. He's a man who produces motion pictures. You're a major motion picture producer, aren't you?
Well, I just did one for pigs that I think is probably the top pig deworming film ever made.
Ever made?
Well,
because there have been
so.
some great ones.
How do you know about pig deworming?
Well, you know, you can't keep this sort of thing quiet. I noticed, Don, when we come into your office, you have some interesting, I don't know, little artifacts or souvenirs. And on this table over here, tell us what those things are.
Those are worms that are dangerous to various and sundry animals. If you want to know what they are, they're written on there, but those are about 1.5 inches long.
That's linguine.
When a cattle bloat, too, that...
Ooh. Do you have a film about cattle bloating?
Yes, we happen to have made one.
Was Charles Durning in that film? About the cattle bloat?
They get gas inside that stomach, and a cow cannot belch like you can.
Gee, that's
so
a shame,
he starts
isn't it?
to blow up.
And you thought a cow had it easy, but they can't belch.
So that they
actually bloat.
They just blow out really big, and they
fly, don't they? You do anything that's any sex appeal?
We did a film on horses, I guess, and we open it with a white Arabian stallion running across like that.
That's nice. Now, how do you do that? How do you get the horse to run on cue across an open meadow?
You take a mare that's in heat out and introduce her to the stallion, then you lead the stallion up on a hill and put the mare over here, and when you unhalter him, he comes galloping across there and looks beautiful.
You know, I read somewhere that they used to do the same thing with Shelley Winters when she was making films.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Don, you've certainly been rewarded and awarded for your efforts. When you go to these award ceremonies, are there a lot of long, boring musical numbers that you have to wait through before your category is called?
No.
And then this is a real eye catcher. This is
you like that?
The act of vomiting came out in 1974, and I guess the reason more of us didn't hear much about this film is I think that's also the year The Godfather came out.
I see.
You should bring your cameras up to the NBC commissary if you ever do a sequel.
Yeah.
Don, when you look at this award, or when you look at the film The Act of Vomiting, do you say to yourself, what the hell am I doing with my life?
Well,
yeah, this is hogs. There's more hogs. And then there's some hogs vomiting, yeah. And this one looks like a bus full of cheerleaders. Listen, do you have anything coming up for a Christmas release? I know Ishtar is not going to be in the theaters, that blockbuster with...
Well, we have this one on castrating cattle. That might be a winner.
Oh, God. Yeah, well, a holiday favorite. Yeah.
Probably.
For young at
well,
heart.
this is painless this time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it usually made them kind of flinch before, but now we've cut
Flinch is what they would do?
Well, flinch.
Flinch, yes.
Sometimes they even...
All right, Don. Thanks for your time. To this program. This man was one of the founders of Monty Python. He is a prolific writer, a talented actor, and he can currently be seen in a new home video series called Ripping Yarns. Right here. I have a package of it right here. Folks, please say hello to the one, the only Michael Palin. Michael. Come on over there. You're gonna go around, yeah. Well, you can do that, sure. How you doing?
My back's gone.
I had trouble with that earlier, you know?
Really nice to see you again.
Very
nice.
Is it true that the holiday time, Christmas in particular, is your anniversary for your career in acting? Did you start about this time?
Yeah, I did with disastrous results.
How old were you?
9. I had no equity card.
So this was a non-union job, and I was playing in a Christmas Carol.
Whereabouts?
At school play.
School where?
In Sheffield, England, Yorkshire. It's sort of about, you know, Derby?
Not familiar with Derby.
It's nowhere near Derby.
Okay.
Anyway.
Oh, it's nowhere near there.
You know Moscow? Oh,
Yeah, I've
that's
heard of
later.
it.
I'll tell you about that later. Don't jump ahead, Michael. Where am I? God, it's so exciting. Yeah, and anyway, I played one of the Cratchit family. You know, they're the family of the poor man who is...
Tiny Tim's family?
Tiny Tim's family.
Yeah.
And I was Martha, and it was
You were Martha?
I worked hard for that role. Actually, I wanted to be Mrs. Cratchit. She had all the action, you know, the big car chase was Mrs. Cratchit. Martha was very boring. She just sort of limped on. Don't you?
No,
our school production had a lot. It was a very modern version, you know. We had a lot of, you know, modern illusions. Anyway, the scene was, it's a big scene. It's the big dinner party scene, but it was a big scene, a rather small stage, and I was the last one to come on, and I was shown to my chair, which was just about the back of the stage, and I sat down, the front of the stage, the back of the table, and one of the legs was just over the rim of the stage, and as I sat down, I just catapulted backwards, straight off the stage, into the audience, killed several of the younger boys, or maimed them, and got a hell of a laugh. I got a laugh, you know, so I gave up straight acting from that moment on.
So that was your first role and your first big laugh?
That was my first role, and that was Christmas, and it was shameful. I was ashamed.
You just got back, or not, maybe didn't just get back, but you have been to Moscow since we last talked to you.
That's right.
And I think this is a pretty interesting trip you took. I mean, going to Moscow in and of itself would be interesting, but you went there for another reason.
Yeah. We went there for a rare event called British Film Week, which is involves no spying at all, you know, no spying, no visits to Philby or anything like that. No, you just go with your movies, and I went with Jabberwocky in a film called Brazil, and Terry Gilliam and myself went there, and yeah, first thing.
So what was this experience like, personally, professionally, socially? Tell me about, how did they react to Brazil? What was the reaction when they saw that?
Well, I think we could never find the reactions. What we did was we would introduce the film to an audience of Russians.
Now, who gets to go to this film festival? Just regular folks?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
Yeah.
I think specially selected folks. And they were very nice. They laughed a lot.
Party members, maybe?
Not at the funny bits, but they laughed.
Yeah.
Yes, party members possibly. Yeah. And you could never find any reaction afterwards to the movies. You'd say, well, how did it go? Oh, we don't know. Well, I mean, maybe you could ask some people who were in the audience.
Yeah.
No, well, they don't know. As though they disappeared after the movie. Maybe these people were disappeared. And,
so the feeling was they didn't want to be responsible for any opinion on the film?
That's right, yeah, so you could get no feedback at all. So we went on to Leningrad. Terry Gilliam had a video camera, a little mini video, and just shot film all the time, which gets them they don't like that at all. And the people we met were really fantastic, very, very nice indeed. En masse, they sort of rather negative, rather despondent. When you get them down talking to them,
nice enough.
They're very humorous and very nice indeed.
Was the film subtitled? Was it translated? How was it?
It was simultaneously translated. So there's a poor Russian who has to sit at the back there and do all the parts of this thing that's going on,
but how could you be certain that he was translating it honestly? He could have made it a Porky Pig cartoon.
I never thought about it. I know. I'm so naive about these things.
Well,
I'm just.
Were you and Terry nervous about the first playing of the film there? Or did you?
I wouldn't say nervous. I was just baffled, really, as to what they'd make of it.
Yeah.
But as I say, there were laughs. Various points during the movie.
Yeah. We're going to do a commercial? Okay, we'll do a commercial, and then I'd like to talk with you more about your trip to the Soviet Union, if that's all right. Here, and how long were you in...
Sorry.
Yes, they're very good. Very good. Yeah. How long were you in
that was all mine,
the Soviet Union?
How long were we there? Five days.
Oh, so it was a relatively brief trip.
That's right.
What about the food? Not too bad?
Very difficult to find. Really, I'm not being...
Is that right?
I'm not being facetious or even funny, as you can tell. It was very difficult to get into restaurants. You would go around and...
Can you just walk through the streets and pick a restaurant and go in?
No, that's difficult. You have to find the right restaurant. They're usually in big hotels. And it says restaurant. You go in and you say, table for, 4, please. No. Okay. May we eat here? No.
Oh.
Is this restaurant sign, is this something relevant at all? And then they just shut the door. And it's empty. You can see there are tables in there.
So what's the deal?
Well, the deal is I think you have to drive up in a very big limousine and be a member probably of the Central Committee of Restaurateurs of the Soviet Union. And then you get in. But really, some nights it was almost like we were never able to find anything to eat. And we finally found a place called the Vostok Bar, which did something sort of brown things in a bit like what you've just eaten, only raw. And so we ate those. And
were you guys escorted while you were out in the cities, or could you go about your business?
We were escorted, yeah. Well, I mean, by an interpreter. Not, I mean, well, there were people, you were vaguely aware of people watching you. I mean, one night about 1 o'clock, I decided to go for a walk round the block outside my hotel. Honestly, I really did, just a walk. And I just noticed, so I went down. This is one of the big hotels of Moscow. And I got down to the door, and the door was locked. So you have to find some guy who's asleep to go and open the door. I don't know how you get in at that time, night or out. And as I went out, I noticed just across the way of the small sort of park, there was a police car with its engine running. And it didn't follow me. I was really, you know, I felt very, very hurt.
Was it...
I just walked off and they weren't at all interested.
Was it, it must have been fascinating, but probably not satisfying as a tourist. Or maybe it was.
Very satisfying as a tourist.
Is that right?
It's incredible. Yeah, I mean, the cities are very, very beautiful. Yeah. Worth seeing, worth seeing. Not as a comedian, not so good.
Let's talk about this here. What do we have? Ripping Yarns by Michael Palin and Terry Jones. What does this contain exactly?
Oh, it's a wonderful. That's a feast of fun there. You're handling the right box there.
That's what it says right
here.
Three
great half-hour comedies.
And what are the Ripping Yarns?
Well, it was a series that Terry and myself wrote after Monty Python, and they are half-hour films, each based on a sort of the kind of adventure stories I read when I was young. Sort of there's a prisoner of war camp story, there's a Agatha Christie murder story, there's a sort of supernatural story called Curse of the Claw, and they're all sort of vague send-ups. There's a sort of 1911, 1912 James Bond figure called Gerald Winfrey, who is always saving the world. I mean, he saves the world 3 times a week, and he's gone on holiday at the very time when British intelligence discover a plot by the Germans to start the First World War a year early. Fiendish plot, you know.
All done with your special touch of comedy.
Oh, yes, all done with the old...
Do we have time for a limerick?
Oh, God, yes.
Do you have one for us?
Well, I should remember them, but I've quickly scribbled a couple down.
Well, they're no fun if you have to write them down, are they?
Sorry?
Well, go
well,
ahead.
If I try it?
Please do.
This could be the end of my professional career. These are some limericks that I wrote in a book some time ago, and just a couple I could remember. The dog of a man called Dromgoole. That's a bit of a long way round.
It's not a name
but
you
the
see a lot
second
in
line,
the phone book, is
okay.
it?
You can see why when you hear the second line. Had a thing about Peter O'Toole. When he came on the telly, he'd roll on his belly and do funny things to the stool. And there's a sad one here. There once was a fellow named God, who everyone thought rather odd. Except for a lady called Eileen O'Grady, who worshipped the ground that he trod. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice.
Could you set that to music?
Ripping Yarns. What does a person pay for one of these?
Oh, it's just a minimal amount of dollars. Minimal, absolutely minimal. I think probably less than $30.
You know what you could do?
Maybe less than 20.
You could probably get this instead of that meat cassette that Julia Childs had.
Yeah.
Put that right in there.
Yeah.
Michael, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Come back anytime.
Only one of 3 that you get when you pay the price.
Nine yarns.
Yeah.
For the price of 9.
90 minutes of side-splitting comedy.
Absolutely.
All right, Michael, good to see you again. Have a good holiday. Also, my thanks to